Yo, what's up everyone? Back for this Sunday slate. As you can see by the title, I have another awesome win to show you guys. This time I came on the 2-game early slate that FanDuel had yesterday. Just 2 games on this slate were the Yankees, Rockies, and the Cubs, Padres. As you see, went heavy on the Padres and Cubs game and took down the monster. Nobody was even close to me in this contest. Beat second place handily. Went with Machado, Tatis. Baez was huge. Margot, might have to buy a Margot jersey with his 24. And just another great night on FanDuel. Entering into Saturday, we were on a slump, so this was nice. But before, also like 7 days ago, we had another huge win on FanDuel, so that was also $10,000. So getting saved a little bit by these big wins, but I'll definitely take it. And I'm also doing a giveaway here, if you can see. If you don't follow me on Twitter, I'm doing a giveaway. 6 people will have a chance to win $75 or a NFL season pass. And just had a lot of fun yesterday. Saturday afternoon, sweating out a nice contest, watching the Cubs game. It's all you can ask for. That's what every DFS player dreams about or hopes to accomplish someday. So just blessed to be able to do it twice in a matter of 8 days. So let's keep it rolling, or let's have another nice day on this Sunday slate. We'll go over Draftkings in this video. You can drop a like and subscribe down below, and you can follow me on Twitter to partake in that giveaway. I like Blake Snell here as my first pitcher, $11,000. Blake Snell at home is much different than Blake Snell on the road. If you see by his splits, I'll show you his splits. At home, he's been a much, much better pitcher, and facing a very, very strikeout-heavy White Sox team is a tremendous matchup. The White Sox are dealing with some injuries. Tim Anderson's still hurt. Eloy Jimenez is hurt. Moncada is much worse against lefties. This season at home, he has a 3.17 ERA. On the road, his ERA is almost at 6. He's held opponents to just a 2.15 average at home, and he's still striking out both sides at almost 30%. I think he's in for a big, big game here to make up for his last couple starts. But those were, again, some tough teams. The Twins, and he faced the Yankees 3 out of 5 starts. So gets a nice, soft matchup here against this White Sox that have a ton of strikeouts in it. And given the lack of top-end pitching on this slate, I think Snell, I'm going to make him a priority. Also think Paxton makes for a viable pivot if you don't want to pay up for Snell. He's nice at just $9,500. And my SP2 is going to be Zach Plesac facing this Royals team. Plesac's been decent. If you look at his box score, it's misleading because, last game he was pitching well, but it was a rain delay, so he didn't return. And then against the KC, I'm not sure what happened, but he only threw 58 pitches. But you're getting him at like 90 to 100 pitches, and he has that 20-point upside. The matchup is great facing the Royals team at home. He's a very heavy favorite. He has decent strikeout stuff, and I just feel like he's going to have a decent start at only $7,000. We're getting a decent price discount from him. He was like $9,000 last time he faced the same exact Royals team. So I like the price discount, and I like the heavy favorite that he is. So I like those 2 pitchers. Leaves you with $4K for your hitters. Today I like a couple different stacks. I think the Indians are a nice stack. I like the Blue Jays a lot, and I think the Red Sox obviously are a good stack. At second base, I'm going to start it off with Jason Kipnis. He's only $3,700. Seems like a nice, safe play at second base. Glenn Sparkman, unless he's turned into, I don't think he's going to have another good start in a row. I think he's going to get hit pretty hard by this Indians team. Couple reasons. Sparkman has been terrible on the road. He's not very good against lefties, and he's facing a bunch of lefties here and a bunch of switch hitters from the Indians. So it's going to be a very tough day for him. On the road, his ERA is 9.22. At home, he has a 1.76 ERA. So, that's really, really telling. Against lefties, he's given up 10 home runs. He has a 5.28 slugging given up to lefties this season. xFIP is almost at 6 at 5.79. Just a 14% strikeout rate. And lefties have a 45% hard hit rate and a 42% fly ball rate against him. Kipnis at only $3,700 batting cleanup. Should have plenty of RBI opportunities. And he does have a little bit of power, and he is much better against righties. I just think that it's a really good price tag and should have some opportunities to do some damage today. At third base, I like Vlad Guerrero, just very cheap for him at only 3,400. He hasn't been, some people thought that after his home run derby, he was going to catch fire. He hasn't really done that. He's still kind of struggling. But a matchup against Tyler Anderson, I think, is a really good spot for him. He gets the platoon advantage. And Anderson is just not very good. He had a good start against the White Sox, but the White Sox are getting owned by pretty much every pitcher they faced. Sparkman had a career day against them. Anderson's not very good. He has some strikeout upside, but he also has a very high ERA. In AAA, he had a 6.23 ERA and a 1.55 WHIP. The Toronto Blue Jays have a bunch of power and a bunch of righties. I think it's going to be difficult for Alexander to have a good day at only 4,900. So I'll definitely be interested in some Blue Jays bats. Put Plesac back in here. So yeah, definitely Alexander, I don't think is going to have a very good start here against this Blue Jays team that has a lot of power and has been swinging a little better bat as of late. In the outfield, or actually at shortstop, I like Javier Baez a lot. At 4,600, facing a lefty, Baez smashes lefties, and he has smashed lefties all season. He was great against the lefty yesterday, and that paid off huge for us, on FanDuel especially. This season against lefties, he's batting, I think, 333. Batting 333 with 7 home runs and just 63 at-bats. That gives him a 381 ISO and a 714 slugging percentage. He does strike out a lot, but this pitcher I think he's making his major league debut. Nobody's really heard of him. He has some decent upside in the minors, but I still think, facing the Cubs in Wrigley is not a very good way to start off your MLB career. And Baez has been really good at home this season, batting 300. I think Baez is a very streaky hitter, and he's been hot the last couple days, so I think he can stay hot. He's also at a very affordable price tag, even underpriced, I would say, at just 46. And another hitter that smashes lefties is Lourdes Gurriel Jr. at 4,800. The price tag isn't overly expensive. He's under 5,000 after being over 5,000 for a good majority of his starts recently. You really want to play him against lefties. He's been raking since he's gotten called up. He struggled mightily in the first month, then he got sent down. And since he's been back, he's done nothing but crush the baseball. This season against lefties, he's batting 318 with 10 home runs and just 85 at-bats. That gives him a crazy 400 ISO and a 718 slugging percentage. And he is just really, really hot. He's batted 175 in March and April. Then May and June, he batted great. July hasn't gone great for him, but he still has some power. And this matchup is really, really good facing a pitcher that doesn't have a ton of upside and has gotten hit hard in the minor leagues. So those are 4 bats that I like, along with a couple pitchers and some other teams you can look at on this slate. I think the Red Sox, obviously, they're very expensive. My main interest is the lefties. I like Benintendi. Bradley's a nice price tag. JD is really cheap at 45. And I like Devers a ton. I like the Indians a lot. I already mentioned them. Bowers is cheap. Kipnis, Lindor, Ramirez. They make for, and Macardo's a little too expensive for me, but Bowers is a really nice play in the outfield at 36. Love the Blue Jays. I think they make for a nice stack just because they're cheap and affordable. We got Smoke at 37. We got Biggio and a lefty-lefty. I'm not really that interested, but his price tag is pretty appealing. Guerrero's really cheap. Galvis is cheap. And I love, Teoscar, Grichuk. Both guys have a lot of power facing a lefty. And Teoscar's been pretty hot. And last but not least, I think the Astros are probably a little appealing. Well, the Astros are going to have a high total today, but I'm actually not super interested in them against Lynn just because Lynn's been so good this season. and we have some other better spots. So don't have a lot of interest in this game either. And the Cubs, I have a little interest in some of the cheap guys. Like I do like Baez, he's affordable. Garcia is really cheap at 38. He has a lot of power, and I don't mind Chris Bryant either at 4,900. Those are some other teams you can look at, but my main interest is going to lie with the Blue Jays, Red Sox, and Indians, and then I like a couple Cubs. So that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. You can follow me on Twitter at the Process to enter your name into that giveaway, and good luck to